Why should paralegals understand what judges and law clerks and other court staff go through? Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Mahmood. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This video reflects my own views and opinions, no one else's, and it's not been pre-approved or endorsed by any federal agency or other employer, academic program, or membership association. I believe that not only is it important for paralegals to understand their own paralegal careers and the careers of other paralegals, it's important that they understand the legal profession as a whole. Within the context of the court system, it becomes important to understand the educational background, the on-the-job training, and the work experience of job groups such as judges, law clerks, and other court staff in order to have a broader and holistic picture of the whole legal profession. Doing that can only strengthen a paralegal's role in the whole legal profession. This video will focus on understanding that you don't know conference which happens annually in DC has ever done a judicial clerkship is currently doing a judicial Google and the internet in general, and you have to offer in terms of understanding judicial people who understand that system. So that's fine. About 22 years ago, it might have made a lot of difference in terms of access and resources if you were in that situation. But nowadays we have the internet, and the internet has expanded so much. There's so much more information that's on there than what an individual person or a group of people could potentially know. So the internet is always a great start if you feel like you don't have access to real people who know about the judiciary, judicial clerkships, etc. in your life. Nowadays, it's very natural for lots of people across the world that when you want to learn something new or look up something you've never heard of, you start with the search engine search. Use whatever search engine you like. I started one with US judicial clerkships, and the first thing that comes up is Oscar. Oscar is the online system for clerkship application and review, and this looks like it is the official website for working for the judiciary. I'm not going to say that every judicial office uses it, but I'm going to guess that a great majority of it does. So when you have these free websites with this free information, take full advantage, explore all the subparts, and soak up as much information as you can. I wanted to point out a few features. Here they're saying they have their own YouTube page and YouTube playlist, and I'm going to guess that a lot of the information on pages like this and in instructional videos like YouTube are going to have very up-to-date and relevant information, maybe sometimes more information than what a group of people sort of know from memory or know in their heads. On these websites, also look at the bottom because they may have a separate section of resource pages like frequently asked questions, resource pages, and help centers. And also on the bottom, it does talk about a glossary that could also be helpful if you're very new to this type of thing and you want to make sure you educate yourself on what to say and what words to use. If you go back to the search engine results, you'll see the second set of hits are all .edu specific. So these are law schools, they have their own robust websites, and they have public-facing information about judicial clerkships. Some are guides, some are separate pages. A wide variety of schools are making information publicly available. So let's say that you are a law student and you're going to law school. Of course, you should have a career center. Of course, you should be speaking to official people in the law school about clerkships. It's to the benefit of the school to have those people, and it's the benefit of the students to make sure they know about those resources on campus and take advantage of them. But if you happen to go to a place and you feel the information or the career services aren't as robust as you would like them, you can always leverage the information that other schools put out there. There's nothing wrong with that. So always take a look at what the free information from other schools is on their websites. Of course, it's rational, it's reasonable that these schools may have some information posted publicly and then the rest of their information is reserved for their current tuition paying students. That's fine, but still you can leverage the information that is available out there. Your search may begin on the internet, but it should never end on the internet. Yes, you do need to meet real people, whether you're a law student or a paralegal and you want to understand the judiciary and you want to understand judicial clerkships. Get out there and meet real people through your in-person networks, your social networks like LinkedIn, but also sort of a lot more structured events that happen around understanding judicial clerkships. I'm going to discuss a very specific type of in-person event that happens. People understand the judicial clerkship process. However, there can be events across the entire nation, whether they're in person or virtual, whether they are open to the entire public or they are directed towards specific affinity groups that are about educating people and putting a human face to the judicial clerkship process. So if you know of examples across the nation, events that are similar to the one that I'm going to describe, please raise it in the comments below or email me, and my email address is at the end of this presentation. The Robert E. Wone Annual Judicial Conference talks about clerkships and internships, and again, it happens annually in the DC area. So if you know of similar types of conferences in other parts of the country, let me know. I'll put the link to this webpage in the description box. The Wone Conference is supported by the Asian Pacific American Bar Association Educational Fund, which is probably been managed and run by it, along with a wide variety of DC area minority bar associations that support it. This conference has been going on since 2003. So I encourage you to read this website and understand it for yourself. The 2023 conference is happening Saturday, February 4th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University of District of Columbia Law School. It does not happen always at the same law school, and exposing people to different law schools in the DC area that they may not be familiar with. Be actually like a full-fledged conference where you're going to hear from judges and law clerks. There'll be breakfast and lunch provided, as well as a networking hour of hors d'oeuvres and cocktails at the end. Attire for these events are business casual, but it's never wrong to dress business for such conferences. Here's a conference flyer that they've been e-blasting on social medias and through email listservs. One thing that I do like about the e-flyer, it says that the moot court is on the 5th floor of the building, which is very helpful to know ahead of time. If I click on this, or if I click on this link here, it takes me to the registration form. And it's a simple Google Doc form, but it asks for a wide variety of information, whether you're going to join for breakfast or lunch, and the reception hour. And it makes clear, because it's catering to lots of different communities, that there'll be alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, where they're trying to be inclusive. And they ask for dietary restrictions here. And the great thing is that they have a section where you can ask questions ahead of time to the judges and to the clerks. What I think is a great feature is that it has past conference links at the bottom. Definitely check these out. This is the 2022 conference program booklet, and it includes a schedule, the biographies, and a separate section on judicial clerkships and internships. I'm going to scroll through this pretty quickly because you can do it online, but it starts pretty early with breakfast, and then it gets into the programming very quickly. In the morning, there are breakout sessions in addition to panels, and the closing remarks are usually done by 4, and then they have a meet and greet or a mixer. Then there's a whole section of biography. So this is a great way to develop a list of judges and law clerks that you know of. Even if you don't get to meet them in person, you can network with them digitally afterwards. But I think it's great that they have these biography sections. And again, this is a minority oriented conference, though it's open to the public, and so a lot of the panelists, moderators, speakers are going to be affinity groups or minority backgrounds and serving as role models for underrepresented communities. I was so happy to come across this section. At the end of the program booklet, it's a list of judges accepting clerkships and internships. So this could be meaning like right now, or this could be like in general. I'm not saying that this is an exhaustive list of the whole DMV area, but it's a really great example. So this is one example where they're saying for clerkships you have to go through Oscar, which I showed you, and it has a separate information about internships and who to email. This one talks about submitting an application to the address listed above. Over here at the top it says what should be in the applications. And then this is really helpful. One of them is saying that the clerkship information is that they'll be accepting applications for positions that begin in late 2024. So this is a great way to prepare in advance. And here's one that provides an external link. This one tells you that it's on a rolling basis. Even though this is a past year 2022 document, I think it's great to look at all of these old program booklets when they're available and to help build a reference sheet or a database or your own notes on the different judges that generally have clerkships available, even though if they're not current. There are different ways to network and find out if currently the opportunities are available. This list can also be made to be beneficial to paralegals. Again, the more you know about the whole profession and different job groups in the profession, the better you know about the legal profession as a whole, and that makes you a better paralegal. But this is also a way to develop a great list of minority judges, judicial offices that are open to helping, open to networking directly with people. You never know if you're going to come across these judges. You never know which of these judges and law clerks are very supportive of legal support staff. And if you have an opportunity to note these names and then later network with them, whether digitally or in person, all those can just strengthen your career as a paralegal. They took an interesting approach to the 2021 Wone conference. They split it up into 2 days. The trial court date was a March 6th conference, and the appellate and admin court date was March 27th. You can go to one or the other or both. See the different schedules for both of them, but I thought it was really interesting, and you can look at them on your own time, but the website's here. I wanted to correct something that I misspoke about earlier. The 2022 conference as well as this 2021 conference both seem to have been virtual. And I'm going to show you a couple things related to that. Very interesting. So this is the 2021 program booklet, and down here they have a great little section on breakout session tips. They're talking about how to go into the different digital virtual breakout sessions in different rooms, and they say share both your audio and video so you can be shown on the screen, and where to go if you need help. All these virtual conversations are happening. Early in the program booklet, they start putting in little descriptions and references to organizations that can further help people who are interested in learning more about the judicial clerkship and internship process, like Oscar, the APA Bar Association Education Fund, and the Appellate Project. They also share information for law students, though it's good for paralegals to know about this too, about first-generation law student scholarships. So here's a way that they did the information for available clerkships and internships a little bit differently. They broke it out into 2 columns instead of the 1 column they were using before, and they broke it up into different judicial sections: Court of Appeals, District Court, Circuit Court, Superior Court, Patent and Trial, Admin Law. And I think this just enhances the information that's available. These headers, I think, makes it even more clear. seems the 2019 Wone conference was in person, and then it had 2 years of being virtual, and now back in 2023 it's going back to being in person. I hope through this video I've at least begun the process of convincing you, if you're a paralegal, if you're considering law school, if you're a law student, if you are a legal professional who is not an attorney but working in the legal profession, the importance of understanding the judiciary, understanding how judges and law clerks, what their educational track was, what their work experience was, and how all of that came together can better help you understand the legal profession as a whole and strengthen your career through that knowledge. Thank you for watching my video. I'd love to hear from you on email at fmahmood@wellesley.edu. You can also find me on LinkedIn at that address. And if you do send me a connection request, please go ahead and send me a note. Before you go, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And please go ahead and watch my next video. Thank you.